Back in April, the Texas Education Agency gave the final approval for the state's first African American ethnic studies course. The new elective offers an overview of the history and culture of African Americans and covers topics like slavery and civil rights. As 6 News reporter Jasmine Caldwell explains, some Killeen ISD students are getting the chance to take the class thanks to a teacher who's getting national exposure about the curriculum.
With the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, one KISD teacher said students need to understand history more than ever, especially from an African American perspective. For many African Americans, tracing your roots and ancestry is often a mystery.
I just recently found out that I am descended from the 272 slaves that enslaved people that Georgetown University sold to save the university. And I say this to the kids all the time. The more you know yourself, the more you can grow into who you're meant to be.
And that's why Killeen High School teacher Kiana Cook has always wanted to incorporate more African American studies in her teaching.
Which is something I really am passionate about and advocated for pretty heavily.
This is the first year KISD is able to teach African American history. In class, students talk about African traditions, the slave trade, and civil rights. Cook says the death of George Floyd made the topic even more relevant.
I think just for this first year, especially what's happening in the world, is to kind of relate modern day issues from Black America to that history. You know, none of this stuff has happened in a bubble.
Cook says these kind of courses are necessary to fill the gaps in student learning.
And so I hope that if they take anything away from this, they learn that that Black history is American history and that they have a place in this country and that they are entitled to the same thing that any other citizen is entitled to, and that they have a voice.
An African American literature course is also launching this year. Reporting in Killeen, Jasmine Caldwell, 6 News.
Now, Cook also talked with NBC and the Washington Post about teaching the course. She says African American history classes are designed for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students.